What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown for ZM Punk, the best in the Underworld. Worst kept secret this month that this guy was coming. He looks interesting. I like the look. You know, the obviously fits with the toxic theme this month, and continues to be, for your coaching abilities, the best set of coaches in the game for multiply and for color gems. And in particular, yellow gems do 40%, multiply gems do 60%. So hello, William Regal. Hello, some of the top showboats in the game. This is your new trainer. Welcome to the mix. Link with zombies, modern era, nothing really there, and then your no gear yet. We'll probably see during Spring Outbreak, something like that. He is a modern era chaotic powerhouse, which I love that he is chaotic, not aggressive, because the aggressive class is just so thickly loaded. Chaotic, you know, there's some room. You should have some shards if you get him. And he is S+ tier, so, you know, as advertised, he is one of those hard to get, but once you got them, you gotta use them kind of characters. So a couple different move sets we're gonna run. The first one here, oh, I turned off his character art instead of his move set. How sad. There we go. The first one we're going to use is going to be the purple red setup here. The Bite 5 MP, love 5 MP moves. 5 MP red. Deal damage and increase your purple MP by 10. This is also that reversal move that you've seen on all the other zombies so far. While being submitted, break the submission, steal 33.7 million health. Wow. And then, you know, you break the sub. You can't break the sub while you're in danger. Then you steal the opponent's turn. 5 MP red. X-Break move. Welcome to the Underworld. Deal damage, good amount of damage there, and make 35 random gems into X-Breaks. And then the let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the... You got it. Yep. 10 MP purple. Deal damage, hefty amount again, and increase the damage of all your gems by 426% for one turn. Does not affect bonus damage. Then do your finisher, deal a lot more damage right there, and destroy 34 random X-Break gems. That is hefty. Yes. So there is one more variation I'll show you in a minute, the Decayed Elbow Drop that you can swap in. I'm going to say I'm not going to like it near as much, but you never know. Once we get moving, I might. So that's your setup. Your entourage, as you can see right there. You need your red MP trainer. There's several of them. Cora has X-Break gems do 75% more damage. I swear there's somebody who does X-Break at 100. I couldn't find them for whatever reason. If you know who they are, drop them in the comments section. Help everybody out. Omos, X-Break gems do 100% more damage, and allegedly X-Break gems do 12k more damage. So you just want to go all in on the X-Break damage, or what I might even consider right here is replace this guy with purple finisher damage. So I'm going to run that here in a second a little bit differently, because that is a hefty finisher, and we want to take advantage of both of those things. On the strap, I've got your 50%. I love that I can just show this now without having to go into anything. 50% gem damage strap, double fury 2s. I've got a purple one right here with the move damage at 200%. I highly recommend that if you got one. And I'm doing a little something different on the plates. I thought about, and I would recommend if you don't have this plate, running the 2 words for you plate, which gives you 50% chance to make 2 random X-Break gems. That's just going to add to your X-Break gem mix that you've got going on there. However, this Unbreakable Crown that has been interesting, if you pair it with another plate, I'll show you in a second, it can do some things. But whenever you break 7 or more yellow gems, generate 20 green gems. Since you're just making X-Break gems and breaking them, that means you're actually making the whole board, and you're, going to blow up the whole thing, which means the more gems you can get out there with that 426% bonus, the better. So I would put this right here. Whenever you break 7 or more gems, generate 20. And then this is the most basic plate I think everybody will have. The ultimate plate, Underdog Story. Whenever you break 4 black gems, generate 10 random red. Red is its primary color, so of course you want to buff that up. Plus, you're not going to have any problems reloading your move set, but if for some reason, right, you've got that there as well. However, point out a couple other plates here real quick that I think would be really interesting. If the turtle event comes back, as it's supposed to possibly, and you could get this giant killer whenever you break 4 green gems, then you're going to generate 10 random red gems. So you pair that with this one here, which is making your break yellow, make green, and you get a lot more red and a lot more green. That's really, really good. The other thing I would say is that there's always the possibility of the sheriff's badge. And if you could break 15 red gems, this would be amazing. But since you're not making red anywhere with this moveset, you're at the mercy of RNG. But that plate plus the Unbreakable Crown plate, you'd be throwing a lot of gems and you're buffing yourself for every gem. So yeah, there's just so many different ways you could run this guy. How many plates that are going to work with this. Basically any of the color plates. Any of these that you have, throw one on because you're very, very, very likely going to break at least 4 of any color and generate another. I just think that the Underdog Story is probably the most common one for that. So anyway, we are going up against Zombie Sammy, 6-star gold versus 6-star silver. And I think you're going to find we do just fine here. Just fine. Right. All right. So, post 99 MP, this move will not be loaded at all. But notice we're at 3.9 and 8.8 million. So that's why I want to show you with that finisher buffed up, you can do a lot. Because imagine they sub you and you get 33 million here, plus you get another 12 million here. That's almost 50 million and you haven't really hit anything in this moveset yet. But anyway, you're going to hit this one. This one also does a hefty amount of damage once you've got it buffed up. So we're going to do that right there. That's going to increase our purple. We're going to throw down 35 random gems that are X-Break. And again, random. Now we're going to see what happens when we hit our finisher. We're going to hit 12 million damage just on the move damage alone. And we're going to break all those X-Break gems. The crown's going to go off. The Underdog Story's going to go off. It's going to do some things here. Buffed all your gem damage. That broke 39 million, so 47 million total. So that would be also 6-star silver, guys. So at 6-star gold, you are talking, you're talking 90 million almost. Just the first moveset we've tried. That's insanely good damage. I'm already in love. I like both of the S+ tier zombies this month. They're so good. All right. I hate the fact that this moves on automatically now. Going back, let me just show you not the full moveset with it, but one trainer change. Instead of allegedly here, we are going to put in a finisher. Not move charge. Try again, Lee. Move damage. There we go. So you're going to want to pick somebody that does, like right here, purple moves do 40% more damage would be great. Any color finisher does 50%. Purple finishers do 50%. So now we're looking at this. Actually, I will go into it just real quick because you can't see the buff plus the buff this way. So just changing out Captain Lou. Same moveset all the way around. And we'll see what we do. Just so you can see all of it here. There, we hit that. That's going to load your purple move. Then we're going to go in right here. So we've hit about 1.4 million in move damage so far. We're going to lay down all the X-Break gems. Then we're going to hit this. I wish I could show you what the buff does, because you're buffing all of your gems by 426, but I can't show you because it's going to go immediately over. But 4.7 million and 10 million. So you're talking, let's just round that up because it's a 4.7 and a 10.3. You're going to round up to 15 million damage. So we've already done 16 million just in move damage alone. Again, 6 silver, not 6 gold, plus whatever damage we hit right here, which is buffed up by 426%. The crown goes off, breaks even more, breaks even more, breaks even more. That was a good one. That was a good hit. 46 million at silver. So again, right around 90 million. And with this, I know I'm talking trainer variations a lot on this. I got to hit back. If I hit back instead of next match, aha. I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife while he was peeing in the wind. It's all coming back to me now. All right, let's see here. All right, so if we look at one more trainer variation here on this, we have a lot of stuff going on, right? So we've already got this 80 million set up right here. One more thing you can do, and this is actually going to set up my next moveset anyway, so, might as well, is you can go on to the generate gems side of things here, and instead of Korra, you put in Tech DDP. So there's some math we need to do here on this one, and I get it, but you're doing 50% per X-Break gem, but you're making 4 more. So instead of, this right here, what we've got, where we were doing 35 at 75%, now we're doing 39 at 50%. That may or may not actually buff us up super high comparatively. However, if we swap the let the bodies hit the floor for the decaying elbow drop, keeping everything else the same. Here, let me screenshot. I normally do this in before, so that I'm not having to edit this all together. But this one I'm doing live, baby, live, right in front of you. So let me go to the Moves and Trainers button. Scroll down to this new set, but since this is so quick of a variation, I'll just run it like this. So now this one is actually a better shot for us because instead of the 10 MP, let the bodies hit the floor, we've got the 10 MP decayed elbow drop, deal damage plus damage for every X-Break gem. Then finisher, hit some damage, and that is a little over 1 million on that one, so it's not quite as much move damage. And then swap a 3x3 random area into red gems. So in this case, it's blowing everything up. The biggest thing with this one is you're dealing damage, plus you're dealing 760k per X-Break gem. So in this case, you would be better. Excuse me, my throat is so sore today. You would be better to have allegedly on here just because it gives them even that much more, or anybody who does a percentage. But now you're doing 772,000 damage times 39. So that's not even counting the actual hit on the X-Break gems. So you can see pretty similar setup, pretty close, same kind of things, same plates, so that we can just hit as much damage as possible. I don't like this variation as much for 2 reasons. One, across generations, the damage per does not scale. So like damage per X-Break gem in this case does not tend to scale near as well. That being said, it does do well for right now. So we're doing 3 million damage instead of, 3 million twice. So 6 million instead of 15 million on the move damage. But we're doing 772 bonus per. So this is one I would actually probably recommend putting in the 2 words for you plate instead of maybe the crown. But again, you're trying to get as many gems out of there as you possibly can. So that was almost all the plates resolving. Yeah, that was 44 million. So that's still 84 million or 88 million. Sorry. So either way, right now, they're both doing about 90 million, which is awesome. 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 I much prefer the jack up the gem damage by 420% a lot more than that one, just because, again, I don't think it's going to scale long term comparatively. And I like that you get a little bit of move damage out of the other one in there. All right, so that was technically one move set, two so far, sort of. But let's take a look at something else. The next move set we're going to run is green, green, red. This is another one that has a style I don't prefer because you are doing damage for every green gem. However, it is effective. You'll see. So the Hellhound, 6 MP green. Deal damage, increase your red MP by 10. Roundhouse Kick, 6 MP green. Deal damage, choose 10 gems to make green. And then the ZST or ZTS, Z to sleep, finisher, deal 1,000,000 damage plus almost 1,000,000 bonus damage for every green gem and pin the opponent. Entourage wise, you're going to want George Steele for green moves start with 4 more MP. You're going to want Rezar, Tech Rezar, for green gems do 30% more damage and you can't see it, but he also adds 5 more green gems. That is huge to this. Just note that does not allow for his full MP to start loaded because this is only 4 plus 1 is 5. So you would have to make a choice here. If you don't have a midline bonus, then you would need to run Santa Hogan. However, I would do a midline bonus wherever possible. And I would run Zombie Ray for moves and gems that generate green, generate 3 more. And then Zombie Chelsea, green gems do 30% more damage at 6 gold. Her being 6 gold, that's 40%. So she is by far the best one there. If you don't have her 6 gold, then Bret Hart would actually be better because it's 35% to green, Striker Bret Hart. So, yeah, that's kind of set up that way. I'm not going to do anything with the plates because you're not really doing anything that's going to trigger any of them. It's just increase your red, choose some green, and you don't want to break any of them. You want as many of them out as possible, and then deal damage and pin. So it's not actually even touching the board in terms of, that traditional thought pattern. So I'm just going to leave the ones that I had on there before. But you'll see with that buff, we're doing like 1.7 million per green gem on the finisher. So while I don't like those moves typically, it is effective. So, anyway, you could run the 2 words for you still on this one. But again, you're not really actually touching the board. Other than this, we're going to place green gems, and you're going to do your very, very best not to match any of them up, right? So there's a lot that you're placing. I like to do what I call postage stamps, just put, hold on. Now I got to think pretty hard here. Is that all of them? Yes. Okay. So that's like little pockets of 4 that don't touch each other. And if I did it right, boom, there we go. So we have 18 plus however many were on the board. He's got 50 million health. Hit the finisher, you're dealing, actually, with the bonuses now on the strap, 2.5 million almost each. So that is actually pretty spicy. Boom. I don't know what it did, but it ate all 50 million pretty quick and easy. So safe to say, when we power rate him, that's actually going to hit quite a bit harder. Now, my thoughts on that moveset. Again, damage per gem doesn't tend to scale, although 2.6 million per gem is pretty hefty, pretty safe. That being said, you touch the board an awful lot. Like the other 2 movesets we've looked at are one with a variation. Each of them hit 90 million super easy. That one, by the way, won't necessarily be buffed going to gold. Like the damage we did is the damage that you will do, give or take a little bit, just because they don't typically scale up, between rarities. But that's also my problem with the damage per sets is they don't scale up per different rarities. Right now it's going to be amazing. Who knows when we get to 7-star or 6-star Emerald or whatever's coming next, whether or not that will scale as well, especially when you've got that move that does, 400 and something percentage per gem buff, which all color gems, which does scale. Like that's going to scale, on up regardless of what you do. So not my favorite move set. It's also very, very, very clicky, so it's not going to be a go-to in feud. Maybe boss battle where there's like bonus damage for every green gem. That is going to so do good. But other than that, not something I will end up using if I get him. So anyway, let's take a look and see if there's anything else. That's already some very powerful movesets. The last moveset, still kind of a variation on the very first moveset. There's most of the moves flow into this combination, so to speak. But we have covered all of the moves at this point. So essentially with this moveset, you're replacing the Anaconda Vice, 6 MP purple, sub move, generate 49 random sub gems, do 417k damage for 2 turns. I do like that. While sub gems are on the board, remaining submission turn into X break gems. And you'll notice this one is 35, this one is 49, but you are subbing them, so they're going to break some. However, they are only a 2-turn sub. So when they break them, you're theoretically seeing them break, let's just say 6, if they, at minimum 6, right? So you still have a much better chance, or a good chance at least, that you're going to end up with as many gems from the sub as you are from this. The big change with this one, because it is the same trainer setup right here for me, because I want to buff up those X-Break gems. I really want to lean into that finisher, and remember the finisher does bonus damage of 426%. So the big difference is the plate. You see right here, the Gremlin's Ears. Whenever you generate 3 or more sub gems, increase your red and blue gem damage by 100%. So our red and blue gems are getting buffed up to 526%. Red is his primary color, so that's why I chose that. You could very easily run one of the others, the All Heart, the Badass Jacket, and buff whichever color you want, because he's still breaking the entire board of, those X-Break gems. So that's the variation. It's going to eat one more turn, or it's going to be a, 2-turn cycle to get it going, but you're actually going to buff your gem damage higher than we saw with the other one. So should theoretically be the most damage as long as they don't break too many of your gems. You could also do the sub reduce. One of your trainers replace like your finisher damage, for example. I mean, that is a lot of move damage you're giving up, but theoretically you could do a sub reduce, which would take this down to 1 turn. So basically you sub them, everything's left on the board, you go from there. Well, anyway, so you're going to run your bite, which is going to get your moves loaded. Then you're going to run the sub. There we go. 49 gems, so it's the whole board, basically. Just covering the entire board. Only 2 turns. Let's kind of see how many he... Okay, so you got 3, 6, 9. So you broke 9, and I did... Well, okay, so now he did a lot more than that. Lot more than that. Plus, we cascaded, which the big hazard with an X-Break moveset is if you cascade, unless you had something like I just had right there and got lucky, you break the whole board, it screws you up. Go from there. So, yeah, again, I don't like this as much. It's not as quick as the red move is. Theoretically, though, we're going to do more damage. So let's see if that ends up being the case. Because we buffed him, and I might run it again just to make sure. No, it's still 80 million damage at gold. So don't hear me say that was bad by any means. It's just a lot riskier and slower than the red X-Break move. It's just bop, bop, bop with that other moveset, and you do 90 million. So more damage consistently, and kind of go from there. I've got to start remembering to hit that back button instead of next match. Darn. I'll run it one more time just so you can see it, just in case he breaks less gems. But again, I don't care for it as much. Like CM Punk has one move set that I think is the go-to, and he's got a lot of variations. I mean, plus if I get subbed, as long as that red move is in there, I'm safe. In fact, it hurts them much more than it hurts me, so to speak. The old dad joke. It's going to hurt me more than it hurts you, son. But there's just not as much consistency. So that time he broke 6, 9, 12. So he broke 12 gems, 49. So I'm just barely ahead. 37 gems as opposed to 35. However, I did get the 100% buff from the Gremlin's ears. So there is that. I mean, it's a little bit more risk, but it's very little reward comparatively, I feel like. Because look, watch. Also, I don't get the plate. I really like the plate on there. 31 million, so that was 60 million that time. Oh, I'm sorry, 40. So 42. So it was 85 million, give or take. So either way, it's right in that 90 million range. I mean, he has 4 different ways that he can hit 90 million on you pretty safely, pretty easily. But one of those does it all turn 1 very quick, which is the first moveset that I showed you. So that's my favorite moveset for him. What do I rank CM Punk, or ZM Punk as I like to call him? I would say in terms of powerhouses, I mean, he's not going to hold up long term near as well as somebody who has multiply gems. So I know I said powerhouses, but let me first compare him to LA Knight. LA Knight, I think will hold up perhaps a little bit similar to him. I mean, both of them are doing low charge moves, very quick, very easy to hit, near 100 million damage or more. In LA Knight's case, he hits a lot more. CM Punk is going to hit 90 million with this moveset. Without the multi-gems in there, I would normally say, man, he's not going to scale as well. That 400% move damage buff, or gem damage buff, really is strong. I mean, that is a big number, right? So I think he's going to scale very well into whatever meta comes next. 7-star or, 6 emerald or diamond or whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. I think he's going to scale pretty well into it, assuming they keep the pace of doubling the gem damage, give or take, as you go. As far as where he's at right now, so other powerhouses, I think he's a little bit better than the new powerhouse Cody, the Finish the Story, or Story Continues one. He's arguably a hair bit faster, give or take, maybe not. I mean, neither of them really touch the board too much. Both of them are going to get the damage done. Cody needs more rare trainers because your tricolor setup for him is needing Roxanne plus one other, whereas this one you just need one red trainer, and there's lots of red trainers in the game. Omos is pretty common now. Korra's very common. Captain Lou's becoming a lot more common. Plus, again, you can run other guys in there. I don't have the other guy that I had on here a little bit ago, and at gold, that's not going to scale up near as well anyway. But yeah, I would say I would rank CM Punk for my roster. I would say he's my favorite powerhouse right now. I mean, he's the best powerhouse that I've got in terms of males. But I mean, there are a lot of others that are good. So I mean, I wouldn't say like, oh my gosh, if you don't have Punk, you're missing out. The biggest area I would say, if you don't have Punk, you're missing out, so to speak, would be his trainer ability, his coaching ability. His coaching ability, we all knew it was coming. It was the only color left, right? So it was process of elimination. But his trainer ability, coaching ability is just top notch. So I want him for that alone. Because again, William Regal, how you doing, buddy? All right, so let's look at some of the other powerhouses. I like him better than Powerhouse Austin. I do love my Powerhouse Austin. But, he's a little Cascadey risk now that he doesn't have his 99 MP. Braun, if you have the new Showboat Solo Sikoa, can do some amazing things. Sammy doesn't scale well at all to 6 gold. It's actually surprising. Zombie Ray with gear, pretty amazing. Hogan with all the tricks, and I'm talking gear, moments, trainers. I mean, like a lot of stuff can hit 100 million easy. I think CM Punk will be faster. Zombie Cody can do some good stuff, but it takes a lot to get him there. Raphael's okay. You know, he can hit 65 million, not bad at all. Yeah, I mean, KO, of course, is always going to be KO, so you're never going to see KO not relevant, I don't think, unless they find a way to nerf him. But yeah, he's always going to be right up there in the conversation. And like I said, this is the one I was looking for to kind of compare. I would say this is the biggest comparison, and fairly S plus versus S plus tier. If you have this Cody Rhodes, you don't necessarily quote unquote need CM Punk. They're both, you know, modern era. They're both S plus tier. They're both going to be able to very easily, very quickly, and very effectively hit 60 plus million. You know, so I would say this guy is a pretty comparable one. But again, I think I enjoy CM Punk better. I do. I think I enjoy him better. So that's where I'm at. That's the break it down. Let me know what you think in this this video in the comments section. What do you think of Zombie Mannequin Punk? Zombie Mania Punk, huh? What do you think about him? Do you like him? Do you love him? Do you go, probably a little overrated? Are you just after him for his coaching ability? Let us know in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then send this to your friend or faction mate who's going, hey, what do we think of that Zombie Punk? I'm thinking of wailing out for him, which is true. I am. Well, here's your answer. I think he's amazing. See you on the next one. Bye.